Welcome back, everyone. Have we got something interesting to talk about? This is a Benchmade sent in by my buddy Gary. It came brand new from DLT Trading. But this is not your everyday Benchmade. So this is the Benchmade Bedlam 860. And yeah, it's an interesting piece. It is huge. I mean, it's not the biggest knife that I've had or handled for sure, but yeah, don't get me wrong there. But it is big. So we'll talk about that. And this is something that Gary just had to have. He wanted this style of knife in his collection. And it's all blacked out frame and handle. Deep carry clip, which works really well. And yeah, let's just let's just get into it, right? So it's 5 7/8 closed. That's a big boy just closed. So 5 7/8, 9 3/4 overall, with that in your face, Middle Eastern, Persian style blade. Okay? Not my style. Not my style at all. And in talking to Gary behind the scenes, it's not his style either. But as true knife collecting knucklehead savants as we are, he had to have one in his collection. And why not have, if you're going to go that direction, like go big or go home, right? So so the blade is not 3.93 inch blade and cutting edge. They worked out to be the same on this one. Blade steel is 154 cm. The blade thickness is 0.119 with an overall thickness of 0.616 minus the clip. And it comes in at 7.3 ounces. So it's not small and it's not light. But it does carry in the pocket very nicely. It needs some breaking in for sure. As you pull back the access lock, it's not going to drop. It needs some persuasion for this blade to actually close. But it feels really good in the hand. Like, it's very comfortable. You can feel the clip a little bit because, well, it's a big clip. I don't think it's overly big, but it is a big clip. It does have a breaker, crusher, whatever you want to call that for the backspacer. But there's no blade play. It's your typical access lock. Came very sharp with a nice edge. I think they did a really good job. So as we zoom in and take a close look, I mean, it's a very nice blade. Got your Benchmade logo. Typical access lock. G10 scales, but they're very contoured, okay, in this direction. They're very rounded. And there's a little bit of texturing here with these lines that go back and forth. If it'll focus, you can kind of see them. So it's just enough texture to grip in your hand. The clip is reversible, so it has that nice cutout. So they do that. They do the deep carry clip almost right. They do recess it into the G10, which is perfect, but they should use countersunk screws because that would just be perfect. Now this clip does have some room in it, so it doesn't really hang up on your jeans, but it has that possibility. And you can see inside that the liners are skeletonized to help with some of the weight. Gosh, I can't imagine if they didn't skeletonize that and put those speed holes, if you will, the weight reduction holes, how heavy this would be. Yeah, that would be really heavy. But yeah, I think once it breaks in, it will be fidgety, even though it's on the large size. But all in all, it's a cool knife. Again, not my style. I don't need to have one. I don't need this style blade in my collection. But it's very cool to check out, and I'm glad that Gary sent it over. So let's do a couple of size comparisons. I got a few things here on the table because this is such a big knife. We want to do some things that we don't always compare it to, right? So here's the Sharpie. The Sharpie, the handle is longer than the Sharpie. Yeah, so it's a massive knife. Spyderco. Let's kind of move our way up. How about the Kubi KB237, which is kind of your average 3¼ inch-ish blade. Another Access Lock Benchmade, the 940. I think everybody's familiar with the 940. Again, it's dwarfed by the Bedlum. And this one, for some reason, the carbon fiber version, I've had the aluminum versions before also, which are much more fidgety. This one I've had for years, at least 3 or 4 years, and I carried it daily for quite a while. It doesn't come all the way closed. It's just, yeah. The aluminum ones I've had have been much more smooth and drop shutty than this one for some reason. Okay, how about the Hellraiser, which everybody thinks is a big knife? Which does have that odd-shaped blade. And this blade I'm okay with. I love this one. This one, not I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. And then how about the Frank Fisher Battle? Like, this is a big knife to a lot of people. But it's not compared to the Bedlam. I mean, the Bedlam is just noticeably bigger. It's not a little bit bigger, it's just bigger. So, yeah, the Bedlam is just a beast. But it carries really well. It's fun to play with. It is going to stick out a little bit in your pocket, but I don't have a problem with that really. It has a lanyard hole, although it's kind of a small lanyard hole. I like to have a little bit sticking out of my pocket to kind of grab onto. It just kind of helps me with the retrieving from my pocket. But let me know your thoughts. Is this Persian style blade your thing? I know a lot of people collect they've got 4 or 5 of those type of blades. I don't know what it is about it for me. It's just a visual thing. I think it looks cool, but it's just not my thing. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but tell me what your thoughts are. I'd greatly appreciate it. And a thanks again to Gary for sending this to me. I think there's another one from Gary on its way to me. I don't know when that's coming. I have a couple things coming today, it looks like. So maybe that'll be one of them. On the day I'm filming, of course. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I do greatly appreciate it. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow as always.